Again, an American hero. Kevin Siegmund is a retired Army Military Police First Sergeant, having spent 21 years on active duty. His service years include 5 separate overseas assignments, including a tour supporting Operation Iraqi Freedom. His military duties include just about every possible military police duty position: patrolman, squad leader, drill sergeant. He cleaned the latrines, you name it, this guy did it, okay? Some of his military awards include 9 Army Achievement Medals, 5 Army Commendation Medals, 4 Meritorious Service Medals, 7 Army Good Conduct Medals, and the Army Legion of Merit. His background, by the way, is conventional and nuclear physical security and anti-terrorism security vulnerability assessments. Fit that on a business card. He's a member of the 18th Airborne Corps Sergeant Audie Murphy Club for Leadership Excellence. He is a board-certified physical security professional from ASIS International and currently works as CSO with Intercon Security. He is a life member of the NRA because after all, we know we all cling to our Bibles and guns, right? And he is a proud member of the Baton Rouge Tea Party, but most of all, he is an American hero. Please make him welcome.
Okay, thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening, fellow patriots. I'm truly honored and humbled to be speaking with you here at such an important event today. Typically, Tax Day serves as a reminder of how punitive our tax code has become. At 69,000 pages and growing, it's a glaring example of an out-of-control bureaucracy in need of elimination. But that's a topic for another day. My name is Kevin Siegmund, and I was invited to share my thoughts with you as a military veteran and proud Tea Party member on what America means to me. Your time and attention are valuable, so I'll cut right to the chase. During my 21-year active duty Army career, I served in no less than 5 overseas assignments, including Operation Iraqi Freedom, where I had the opportunity and privilege to witness firsthand what I already knew about this great country of ours. We are the best and most charitable nation on earth. No other country has done more to promote liberty, freedom, and stability throughout the planet than this United States of America. America to me is more than a geography or a depiction of Uncle Sam in a white hat. It's made up of everyday heroes, young and old, of all ethnicities and all walks of life. It's the doctor, the police officer, the soldier, the immigrant, the farmer, the teacher, the priest, and so many others. When I see the American flag flying, I look at it not as a piece of cloth, but as a living thing, born and maintained with the blood and toil of our military heroes and citizen patriots. Being an American to me also means that I'm free to strive for whatever I want to be, with the understanding that I'm not only free to succeed, but I'm free to fail. I'm free to voice my opinion without fear of reprisal, retaliation, or sanction. I understand that my destiny is determined by the choices I make and the amount of effort I put forth. Poor choices and no effort will result in negative outcomes with no one to blame but me. I'm free to be openly politically active without fear. I'm free to wear, fly, or wave my American flag anywhere and without condition. And those Gadsden flags too, I fly that at my home as well. I'm free to worship in the manner I see fit. It's freedom of religion, not freedom from religion. I'm free to contribute my money to whomever or whatever I want without government oversight. I'm free to keep the fruits of my labor. I'm free to enjoy private property ownership without government interference. I'm free to bear arms and defend myself and my family without fear of prosecution or ridiculous, frivolous lawsuits. I understand I alone am responsible for my actions and well-being. I understand that poor choices in life beget poor outcomes. My poor choices in life should not become a burden to my fellow citizens. I should strive to be a productive, informed member of the community. It's our civic duty to know, understand, and respect the Constitution and Bill of Rights. reminding others that personal responsibility and self-reliance are not only a civic duty, but they're virtuous as well. And the understanding that no one owes me anything. A common theme that runs deep for all of those men and women in uniform is sacrifice. We willingly donate our minds and bodies to the awesome privilege of serving our great nation under sometimes many harsh conditions throughout the world, with the understanding that we may or may not emerge unscathed. Estranged from our loved ones to include the lifestyles we used to live, we trudge headlong into war story after war story, memory after memory, hardship after hardship, and good time after good time as well. It could be a hard 4-mile run at 5:15 a.m. when it's so dark out, all you see are the stars on a clear morning, and all you hear is feet hitting the pavement, deep breaths, and dog tags clanking together. Not a word is spoken. Or on a deployment to Panama, preparing to march off into the jungle for a training exercise at 2:30 a.m. in the pouring rain with 75 pounds of gear on your back soaked to the bone. Or saying goodbye to loved ones for a year and walking down the jetway to settle in for a 13-hour nonstop flight. It wasn't until after I retired in 2005 that I really came to understand my life in the Army was fraught with sacrifice. I was too busy at the time to notice, actually, that I'd moved 13 different times in 21 years. I willingly and proudly accepted my life as a professional soldier and would to this day do it all over again. Many years ago, as a drill sergeant, I had the privilege and honor to spend 2 years training our young sons and daughters, not only to be good soldiers, but to be good Americans as well. These young recruits came to us as a disorganized, undisciplined rabble and emerged 4 months later as disciplined, physically fit, self-confident, cohesively trained soldiers. This was accomplished through tough training and high expectations. It was not accomplished by easy, relaxed, dumbed-down standards or liberal amounts of unearned praise. The praise was sparse and only came for exceeding the high standards. We taught them that the term "I can't" was completely unacceptable. Even 18 years later, I still receive emails from my former recruits, grateful to us for the challenging, strict regimen that set the tone for their service and their adult lives ahead. An important lesson here is that hard times make hard, resilient people. Adversity often brings out the best in all of us. When our character is put to the test, great things and important life lessons often result. Rarely do easy times teach us the important lessons in life. These American families loaned us their sons and daughters and expected them to be well trained and taken care of through high standards and returned to them better than before. The same is true for our elected leaders and public servants. We entrust our little piece of the country, Constitution, and American way of life to them for their term, and we expect them to return it to us better than before. Recently, in the political debate, veterans and other ordinary patriotic citizens have been maligned and targeted as extremists for simply peacefully expressing an opinion and exercising their First Amendment rights. Oh, the sheer audacity. This usually happens every time the opposition loses the debate on substance. They resort to name-calling and scare tactics designed to intimidate us into silence and inaction. That tactic, as far as I'm concerned, is a non-starter. If being an extremist means embracing the founding principles in free market capitalism, then I'm guilty. If it means that I demand our public servants return to and operate within the framework of the Bill of Rights and Constitution, then I'm guilty. If it means that I think we are overtaxed and we should be entitled to keep more of the fruits of our labor, then I'm guilty. If it means that I support personal liberty and freedom, and with that, personal responsibility, then I'm guilty. If it means that I expect my public servants to have the courage to field unscreened, unscripted questions anytime, anywhere, and be accountable for their actions, then I'm guilty. If it means that I believe politicians are not royalty, but public servants who work for and answer to the taxpayers and should be subject to the same laws they enact for us, i.e. Social Security and health care, then I'm guilty.